right we do have Milkicow, and in the bottom left it is Top, or Kawayan, Kivian, however you want to call him. A guy of many names, used to be a specialist, a professional player in StarCraft 2. And now he's playing a lot of Evo or different versions, mods of the game, as well as a content creator these days. By the way, we are on an island map, on an actual island map, and we saw Quanta actually kind of delete himself against a young Jacob there earlier on an island map, because he was playing like something ultra weird with no units for some reason. Now, what are we gonna see in this TvT here? That's interesting. So this is a scouting position already. This is very Brute War-esque. You wanna get that barracks kind of in a position where it can easily float over to already get a scouting intel on one of these potential spawning positions. So this is of course a 4-pillar map. It has to it's kind of bringing this to the very right side and to float that one over to the right. But unfortunately, we'll miss Milkicow here. Milkicow, of course, going for a very economic opening himself here. Now, what is he gonna play with this style? And this is a TvT. I kind of wonder how this is gonna look anyways, because, I mean, TvT, right? On paper, the Brute War Terran units should be better. But the pace is probably better for StarCraft 2. It's very weird. I would love to see this play out. Now, what are you gonna even make in a TvT? Would you go mech? Does it make sense with inferior mech units to play? I mean, you have vultures against Hellions basically, and the vultures have mines, right? Even though this is an air map, so, or an island map, so it would even make sense to play air. But now, do you play air against someone who can make Valkyries and just shred all of your clumped up whatever it is within half a second? I don't think so. I mean, if the Raven would still have the PDD, right, it would be a different story, but this is not Wings of Liberty Terran, this is Legacy of the Void Terran. Oh, this is kind of funny. I've never seen this actually in action. But yeah, this is how it was intended to be, right? It should have been a floating building anyways. I guess it should not, it should rotate. Because this should be the exit, right? So it's floating sideward. But it looks kind of cool though. I think that was the intentional design of that structure when they firstly made it, and then they scrapped it for some reason. I don't actually know why. He's going into an academy here with an armory. Academy for scans, probably. And Milkicow is just going into 3 bases, going into double port. Is he gonna go into Banshees? Okay, what's this? Looks like Vikings or Liberators. Now Vikings is gonna be the choice. This barracks is actually gonna find Milkicow here. I feel like this barracks is floating faster than a Brute War barracks. So Milkicow made 1 Marine. And he's just gonna push out this barracks. Marine has 6 damage, 5 range. Okay, so they should be quite identical to the Brutal Marines, shouldn't they? And Goliath's on the way here. Range upgrades. He's going more mech than air. Although I feel like with that armory, I mean, Goliaths and Valks, right? That's the thing. He's already going into, actually into ground damage. So are we gonna see a mass drop style here from top? And Raven interference magics. Okay, that makes a lot of sense against something like battlecruisers. And of course, like siege lines, right? It's pretty good. But if you don't really go ground yourself, do you need to break a siege line even on an air map? Not sure. Even dropships is nice, right? You can prevent them from dropping out units. What is he going after this? He's just going full air. Just Viking and Raven, it seems like. The Vikings should still have their bonus damage against mechanical, right? So they should be kind of decent against anything on the ground in the TvT. Now we have Goliath range finishing up here. Oh boy, this Viking is dead. Boom. And coming in here with a Raven as well. He has a disable, but not really sure what he wants to do here. No. There we go. So triple starport, 2 on reactors here, going into a 4th command center. And we have a lot of command centers here for top as well. Oh, this is terrible. I think it's still fine, right? They move so smoothly, it should be still fine. It just looks terrible. And top is just making full-on mech. He's going into a mass dropship style, making mass Goliath kind of. Going into some tank production. And he's going into a Valkyrie now. And we also do see a tank Medivac. Probably is going to drop over here and try to harass this mineral line. But there's already Goliaths waiting for this one. Can he intercept it though? He's a little bit out of position. This is where you kind of need to spread your Goliaths. And yeah, he will find the Medivac now, but it's already landing. What's the most imbalanced matchup in this mod? I'm actually not sure. No, he needs to land that. I mean, he's gonna drop... He's actually gonna kill the Medivac first, interestingly enough. I mean, they are sieged up, so you can't really lift those. Goliaths are not that great in TvT, it seems. The damage felt a little bit underwhelming there. You know, the most imbalanced matchup. There was a lot of Neo Island Sirens in this tournament. Yeah, I'm happy to see this map actually. I love to see kind of island maps. What would be the most imbalanced matchup? I'm not sure, man. I feel like StarCraft 2 Protoss against StarCraft Brood War Zerg maybe? Or against StarCraft Brood War Terran? No. I feel like StarCraft SC2 Protoss against SC1 Zerg feels kind of overpowered, doesn't it? Yes, the most power though SC2 has is in the extreme early game, it feels like. Now, how is this gonna look? Top does not have enough units here to actually... He's very... spread very thin here, and he has not enough units to actually cover all of his bases here right now. And these Goliaths are not gonna do enough. Even just gonna kill these with a few auto turrets. With very low commitment. It's gonna land the Vikings, gonna clear the rest. And top already transferring SCVs, needs to re-rally all of these or he's gonna lose them. That's a bunch of his economy. We do even have a little bit of AoE here with that Liberator. But top is just kind of playing a full ground style. He has a couple Vulks. And Milkicow is deciding to go back here. He's gonna make mass command center now, get that, and more starports here as well. Get that transition going. He's going into the servos. He's going into all of these kind of dream scenario upgrades, right? Where like if you go in a perfect world and you want to make the most efficient army I've ever seen, you do this and that, right? And that's kind of what he's doing right now. By the way, oh yeah, those missile turrets are only like 75 minerals. That's kind of cool. They're super cheap. He's making a bunch of those. Now he will lose a medevac, a dropship here to that Viking snipe. These turrets do cost 100. I want to see the difference. So they have 50 more health than the Brood War turret. Let's check the damage. Damage versus light versus armored versus shield. And the speed is 6.1. Come on, finish up turret. We need to see what you can actually do. There's one. And he has 12 damage, 2 attacks, 8 range. The range is higher, so 7 range against 8 range, because he got the upgrade. Attack speed is the same, 2 attacks, and this one has 1 attack. And this double attack is 24 damage, basically. It has no bonus though, and this one has bonus against armored, it's 25, so it's a little bit stronger against armored, and it's worse against the rest. But it does only have 1 hit, so the armor only applies once. That's very complicated math there, but... SC2 DPS is higher, yeah, but Brood War AoE is way higher. It's like, not even close. And some things like this tank has actually higher damage DPS. It has 75 against armor, where there's only 70 for this guy. These Goliaths though, they do not bode well here. Now this is gonna be a long one, I feel like. Now Milkicow is doing this correctly though, he's just grabbing the center. He should deplete these gases first, get like full mining on those gases, and just mule the rest to death, basically. So he can kind of give up the position whenever he needs to, and doesn't have to invest too much in this, right? Into keeping this safe. Gonna siege a few tanks here, interference matrixes are doing well. I wonder why we don't see a vessel to grab some defense matrices to really kind of swing that. Oh my god! That ground fight. Shite, man. And then he runs in with the Valkyries and just deletes 14 Vikings in one swing. Like, good unit. I would probably only make Valkyries. Now we see battle cruisers coming in here, and this should be the Yamato gun. And he's going more and more into aim. Oh, Valkyries. Insane. Now they do have an armor of 3, for example, so this 24 is getting reduced by, is this like 12 reduced by 3, that's like what, 9? And then it would be double. So it's only 18 damage, so it's already weaker than the turret from this one, because against armored it would be 25 damage, but it would be reduced by 3, so it would still do 22 damage. There you go. So it's slightly better in most cases because of that armor, I guess. If it's something without armor, I guess the SC2 turret is a bit stronger, but it's way cheaper. It's what, 25% cheaper, so I feel like the SC1 turret, you just want to have that one. It's just better. Now, dropping Goliaths here. These Goliaths have been kind of underwhelming so far. I mean, the anti-air is quite strong, but the anti-ground is looking terrible for them so far, so let's see what they can do. There's nothing really to defend here, so they're just gonna break these SCVs. Oh, they're good against SCVs, I guess. Here we go. The Brute War Terran doesn't get upgrades. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're correct, but this one also, it only gets like an armor upgrade and a missile range upgrade, so it has one more range, which is true, yes. By the way, look at this. I mean, these Goliaths, man, they're not doing that well. What race is blue? All of them are Terran. The blue Terran is Brute War Terran. This is SC2 Evo complete, so it has 6 races. Not the original SC2. And yeah, the red Terran is the StarCraft 2 Terran. I'm getting that Yamato energy upgrade here. Battlecruiser energy upgrade. And we see the retake here on that middle. But as long as he can mine out these gases, he's gonna be fine, man. But is he gonna be able to? It feels like this should get broken here very soon. Top looking actually quite good in this first match here. And I mean, that's what you get when you make only Vikings against Valkyries. But there we go. Thors coming in. Now, can he muster enough against these Thors? I think yes. These battlecruisers are already in a good spot here. And now with the Valkyries, oh my god, does he have still enough that can shoot at these Vikings? He's gonna lose a bunch of his units here, but as long as he can get one AoE swamp in. Now, when they start, man, they're gonna die. Oh, they're gonna evaporate. Oh, he only has 2 Valkyries left here. Can he still manage that win? Oh my god, they deal so much damage. It's insane. Now, this was a good trade, I feel like, for both players. Decent-ish. The situation ends up being better here for Milkicow because he still holds that center. And in the end, if we look at the resources, it's a way more efficient trade though for the Brute or Terran. But he just has been mining less. If we look at this, the mules have been quite powerful in this matchup. Now, scanning over here, I think this is, yeah, this is Milkicow scanning this. And Top hasn't taken that yet. So he needs to kind of expand onto that actual ground. He's gonna rush into the middle again. He has a lot of his, oh my god, man, units ready. He is gonna frickin' Yamato the hell out of this. Oh, the battlecruiser actually does survive one Yamato hit. That's kind of interesting to see. He's gonna break the center. There we go. Taking that middle ground. Brute War Air. Pretty strong, huh? Valkyrie, +3 Valkyries, man. Insane. Yo, thank you so much for the subscribe. Milky has so many bases. Yes, indeed he has, but I mean, he has been also trading way worse. So now, top, getting that center, he did not really mind that much. I mean, these geysers are almost still full, which is gonna be the most interesting resource here. And that's gonna be good for top, if he can mine like 1,000 resources from this, and if he can set up his cheap turrets. I mean, he's gonna have some fun here. These tanks, man. Shooting that area, that low battlecruiser. I wish he would just have a few guys on auto repair. He's actually setting up a base over here as well. Both are now basically mining on the same kind of low ground area. We have 14 Valkyries. There's a vulture, by the way, for some reason. We have 14 Valkyries, man. If it ever comes to an engagement between 23 of these and 14 Valkyries, I don't care how many disabled you have. You're gonna lose that one big time. Now that low battlecruiser is gonna get sacrificed potentially, yeah? Oh, he's gonna Yamato. And he's gonna walk away. Wow. Top being gracious there, letting that one live. Now, if it comes to the big engagement, who's gonna win? In the end, it feels like that Terran army is just too good, that Brutor Terran army. Whenever those Vikings try to get close to these Valkyries, it's just a slaughter, man. It's insane. I think at this stage they could even slaughter a mass of battlecruisers because it's so many. Oh, he's moving in for the kill. He's moving in for the destruction. Oh, and everything falls apart here for Milkicow. Now Thor's trying to keep... that was... Look at the efficiency. Look at the efficiency. He lost 56 Vikings and 14 Ravens. And it only costed him 9 of these Valkyries. 30,000 to 12,000. Viking was modded on the Valkyrie. I'm not sure actually. that would be some interesting lore. They should have stayed with Valkyries, indeed. Yeah, man. And I mean, what is he doing? He only has command centers. He has nothing really that can help him. A few Thors are popping now. They're trying to trade against these battlecruisers, but they have 100 energy Yamatos. They don't care. They don't care about no damage upgrades Thors. They have +3 armor. They have 6 armor on them. What does a Thor have? And his anti-air. I think this is the one, right? The versus massive should apply here. So it does still do 29 damage. This still doesn't even do anything. 29 damage. 650 divided by 29. That's a bunch still. That's a lot of times you need to hit there. He's just killing the production now. I mean, what is Milkicow even doing? Is he remaking production? I guess, yeah. He's making more production facilities in the south now. Does top scan this? He doesn't see this actually, which is the crucial part. And he's also making production facilities over here on the left. But I feel like top has... Yeah, now he sees this. He's gonna bring a group over to deplete basically whatever Milkicow's doing here. And this should be a W here for our blue. Brutal Terran, man. Love to see it. He's gonna basically harass us here from the other side. And we see an evacuation here from Milkicow. He's gonna give up this air island, or this island, and he's gonna move to a different island. But he will lose so much of his production, of his tech. The armories are gonna fall. I think they already felt. He's gonna lose this engineering bay. He's gonna try to save a few of these buildings. He should have probably moved all of the production already. He still has a bunch of production here and there and everywhere, but he kind of ran through his bank now. He is not fully saturated on these gases. He's definitely making a few mistakes here. And we do see this area getting pushed. He has 4 in this gas. This is mined out. He needs that gas. It's all about the gas. Now. And this air army is just unstoppable. We see a Thor still trying to do them. Oh my god, in the normal load it does like 4 damage to a battlecruiser with that double missile. It's insane. And the missile turrets, they don't do shite against this because they also shoot 2 missiles. And remember, 6 armor. Even with that 8 range, it doesn't care because 6 armor, you do 12 damage per shot here with a missile turret against a 650 health unit. 12 damage per shot. Let's do the calculator. 650 divided by 12, that's only 54.1 or 0.2 missiles or attacks you need there. So if you have 60 turrets stacked together, you could one-shot one of those battlecruisers. That's insane. Now he's gonna break this ground here on the bottom island. He does have Widow Mines, which is kind of a cool idea, I feel like. If you want to try to counter Valkyries, I feel like Widow Mines, like a clump of Widow Mines could make sense here. If you do a perfect trap, right, with those units above them, so it's impossible to see them. There's stuff like that. And the top does now find out about this base as well. Milkicow doesn't know about this yet, so he's gonna want to expand there. He's going Mass Thor, but I don't think Mass Thor is gonna be enough against battlecruisers. They're just too strong. The unbreakable unit here. But that's gonna be the counter, right? Raven Mass Thor could be utilized as a gun, but look at this, man. Oh, dodging that! But he still does have the energy. In the end though, if you do mass repair this, he doesn't really have the SCVs here to mass repair. Oh my god, Valkyries. Coming in, sniping everything again. And those Thors are gonna die as well. Drilling Claws now. He's trying to retake the space. He still has these command centers. This got not fully sniped. This is a crucial gas with only 60 gas, I guess not. If he could just reland over here, take these gases again. Take this base as well. I mean, there's still a lot of potential to come back here. And the Thor is gonna get dropped, but the medevac, oh, it stays alive actually, so good for that medevac. They're trying to make this composition work, dropping Thors all over the place basically. But I feel like, man, top is just gonna outscale it. Man, look at the efficiency, oh my god. No, don't look at it, close your eyes. It's 55,000 against 15,000. He's 40k more minerals. Or resources efficient. That's how many bases? Like 4 mined bases or something like that? I mean, it's because you kill all of the production, right? You killed 38 turrets, 8 starports, 6 factories, 6 command centers, then a planetary, for whatever reason we had a planetary, a normal command center. In addition to all of these units, 16 Thors, that's like 16 more command centers basically. And he still has a bunch more Thors. He is trying to get this work. I mean, if he can get to enough Thors, I guess. But look at that mass repair, man. Look at that mass repair. He's just killing these Thors. Mass repair is gonna work. Now he's gonna focus fire, but the repair was on the other one. Oh no no no! They all moved to the dropship. Now he's chasing with 20 SCVs and 1 battlecruiser against 5 Thors because the Thors cannot out DPS the healing power of these. If he needs to move them correctly under though, so they can kind of stack a little bit more. This is crazy. Ah, he finally managed to out DPS it with 6 Thors. 6? 6 Thors and then GG's. Top is gonna take the first game. That's crazy. What a great game, man. I think as SC2 Terran in this scenario, you have to lean more into BCs and use your faster Yamato cooldown and mobility with tactical jump. Maybe, yeah. I think tactical jump definitely is a big one. Trying to Mars Viking is asking to die to Vargs. Indeed, I think that was a mistake from the first reactor I saw on a starport was already question marks for me. Because of that Valkyrie power. Now, what would you do against like mass, what are they called? Raids, right? Try and counter your mobility with that battlecruisers. I guess battlecruisers should be fine against Wraith because you just need to scan them and then you have a lot of power still in your army. Like they have a lot of shots, right? So they're not as slow as the brute war battlecruisers. Maybe mass battlecruiser is the way. Yeah, I could see it. Just because of the tactical jump. But great first game, man. That map is really cool. Island maps, great idea. Alright. Top is 1-0, and he keeps on playing the... No, he's gonna swap to SC2, by the way. So now we have Milkicow now here in the bottom right as the SC Brood War Terran, and StarCraft 2 Terran is gonna be top. Am I correct that you're freely to choose, or is this a set thing? Like, so for example, I'm pretty sure it comes down to seeding, right? Who has to play... Let's lose his pick? Okay. Okay, so give me a second. So first of all, it's like whoever has the higher seed has the choice, right? Who needs to wants to play what? Higher seed for first map, okay. And then it's gonna be loser's choice. So I guess Milkicow picked the Brood War Terran, right? That won't make a lot of sense. Can abuse the mobility to take better battlecruiser fights. Oh yeah, you can also teleport within the fight, right? That makes a lot of sense as well. Also with numbers and Yamato advance. Is the supply different? I have actually no clue about this. Do they cost the same supply? Let's actually check out this map. Sylphid. This is only Sylphid. It's not Neo Sylphid. Okay. SC1 battlecruisers cost more. Okay, more supply. I thought both were at 6 supply. But I think in Brood War itself they used to cost 8 supply, right? Yeah, they're both 6 supply in Evo. That's what I read in the patch notes. Oh, they are a little bit cheaper. There we go. What is Top gonna do here? Potentially set up a proxy, and it's gonna be a starport. So could this be Cloaked Banshee? I wouldn't mind seeing that, actually. Oh, a Kakaru! Now Milkicow, as far as I am concerned now then, did choose this Brood War Terran, and he's going for a stim push here. Now, Top is not gonna see this, and he's probably gonna get rolled. Oh boy, Top. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Toppy Top. Wait, he's actually going for a command center with this? Now this is still gonna be like an academy rush, right? He already had that stim. It's gonna be finishing up in a moment. Stim is insanely fast, by the way. This is gonna be a battlecruiser rush, but he's not gonna have a tank to defend, so he's gonna die. I mean, 2 Hellions are not gonna fare that well against a full-grown bio-army here. With a medic. That's so funny, man, that Hellbat trying to connect to those Hellions. The Marines are just gonna be too powerful. They already have stim. He's still making more Hellions, which I'm kind of not a fan, to be honest. I feel like making Widow Mines might have been an answer here. To just zone. And buy time, because that's all you kind of need, right? And he's kind of shooting on that Firebat, man. Stim research might be a little bit too fast. I'm not sure. I mean, you also play. You don't only always play SC Brood War against SC2, right? If you play the ladder or something. So it also needs to be balanced for that, I guess. Could end up Brood War against Brood War as well. Now, look at that. Top is gonna die. Because Hellions are not the counter to mass bio here. Man, those Firebats. Oh. Ooh, brutal. And he's gonna have that battlecruiser, but he's gonna have, oops, nothing else. Those bats doing work, indeed. And that's the last... Well, there's one SCV. I think that's this one. Is this actually blocked? I'm not sure on these kind of tile sets. And he's just gonna float into the corner. He's not even gonna try to mine here. Just gonna float into different directions. And the perfect scan, I can't believe it. Now he just throws down turrets. Rip top. Oh boy, yeah. Milkicow, he's gonna make range now, he's gonna throw down the turrets, he's gonna make an armory, he's gonna make that machine shop here in a moment. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, I guess if you make that armory. If you want to have the range, you make the machine shop. If not, I mean then not. But yeah, he's not even gonna be able to kill these turrets. Look at that. Marines are gonna kill him. He's so dead. He has nothing left. He's going back to mining. He's floating back the factory. He has 1 SCV to 33. The macro mechanics with that. What is it called? Getting on insanely fast SC2 PCs. Oh yeah, they're fast. They're pretty mobile. So Milkicow's gonna take map number 2. The moment we're having an issue where SC2 Zergs have a blind counter to Brute or Terran stim time is because stim pushes have been so optimized that the overlords will automatically die if they try to scout anything. And if you can't see if they're making more than 2 racks behind the wall. Let's see. Okay. Got it. I have to blind counter those timings. It makes a lot of sense. Difficult to balance, yeah. You have 6 races, right? The last map is gonna be Troy here, and top is gonna choose the Brute or Terran again. It feels like the Brute or Terran is a little bit stronger in this edition of Evo, at least in the TvT matchup. It took a while for people to figure out how to utilize the StarCraft 1 stuff, apparently, in the StarCraft 2 engine. But I feel like people are getting way better with that. Now let's hop into this map. We do have in the bottom left Milkicow, and in the top right we do have top. Now this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mineral start here. And they're all 1500, so they are actually higher than the standard. Even without these two, they're already more minerals than the standard SC2 layout. Technically, you just have to balance for 9 matchups. People are getting better at using the Brute War tools, yeah. That's what it feels like. It felt like a lot of those mechanics were a little bit unexplored as well with that. How exactly does the AoE work and how does the unit pathing affect the units itself, right? Something like pathing for Goliaths or what are they called? The big guys, the goons, right? Goon pathing used to be so terrible, and now it's actually really good. So there's completely different micro you can do with those units, right? You only do Brute Wars SC2, but you have like this unranked ladder, right? Does that still do the same, only Brute War against SC2? Or does that also match? I mean, it wouldn't make much sense to match SC2 against SC2, right? So stutter stepping Goliaths, yeah. That used to be a thing in Brute War though. Against air. Against carriers. Ladders and beta. Yeah, I need to check out the ladder. We're starting to work on Brute War versus Brute War balance. I think honestly, you don't really need to have that SC2 against SC2 balance, even though... I mean, people who want to play SC2 against SC2, they just play the normal ladder, right? It's funny, in American servers, people only play Brute War for public games, at least no one wants to play SC2. Yeah, that makes sense, because, as I said, you would play SC2, if you want to play SC2, you just go into the normal ladder, right? So why would you choose, if you go into a custom mode like this, why would you choose to play SC2? I would also do Brute War, right? So it makes a lot of sense to me. Oh, by the way, this base is smaller here. Okay, there we go, only 7 patches. Not the Brute War, sorry, SC2 standard 8 patches. Now, how are Reapers gonna work against Bio? Oh yeah, Marine Bio, like... Terran Bio is gonna be way stronger as well, right? Maybe Brute War is the new hotness. Brute War is just better. In Brute War they are more overpowered things, so this is more fun to play. And SC2 has a lot of unfun units, which I feel like a lot of people don't realize really, that there is those units that don't make that much sense. Because when you look at all of your Brute War units, they're kind of a tiny bit in a role, where you have like, okay, you have like anti-air stuff, for example, right? You have like, I don't know, you have like a fast-paced unit, but nothing is really designed to do this or that. It's just a unit that does this and does that. You have a caster unit that has several spells. You have a unit, I guess the medic is designed to heal bio units, right? That makes a lot of sense, but kind of very slim role. It does also fill a little bit of different roles with that optical flare or the restoration, right? Even though, let's hold on a second here for that push. There's a tank behind this, so bio should not break this area. Like they have different roles as well, right? The flare, for example, we saw the great boxer, right, with flaring those observers and then basically killing a bunch of carriers with cloaked raids. I mean, there are roles like that, very technical roles, so you just utilize them as a specialist spellcaster. But then you have something like an Oracle in StarCraft 2. It is literally designed to kill workers. That's the whole purpose of that thing. It does have a little bit of extra utility like scouting and detection and those stasis traps. But it has the ability to kill workers is just so powerful that it doesn't actually make sense to play or utilize the unit, or basically generate a play that revolves around the other two spells of that unit. So, and that makes the unit actually really unfun. Because there's no real units that are that insanely strong designed for worker sniping or harassment in StarCraft Brute War. But then everything else is kind of overpowered, so... I feel like Wings of Liberty against SC2 or SC1 Brute War would definitely get a lot of people to play SC2 as well. Because if you think about most of these super harassment designed units, for example, or extreme specialized units, most of them came with the add-ons. Like the Swarm Host, the Viper, the Disruptor. I mean, those are not fun units really. It's not fun to utilize them, it's not fun to play against them. And it's also, it is sometimes fun to see them in action though, if they're used well, right? That makes sense to me, but those are not really fun units to play with. Well, let's actually check out this game. I've talked so much about all of the other stuff. We do have, of course, this kind of island island third base here. It's open for the taken, and we do see a regular bio play with... It's basically marine tank with the interference matrix. So he's kind of playing a TvT for SC2, right? And on the other side we do see... What? Irradiate? What is he doing with the Irradiate? I guess you can utilize the Eraser, right? But he's like already styling on his opponent while he hasn't won the game yet, I feel like. I wonder how good Irradiate is against actual bio units. I guess you can irradiate like a Medivac from your opponent, and if that is above the bio army, right? That's kind of nasty to micro, but not sure actually about this. I would rather see an EMP to try and hit these ravens, because you know these ravens are gonna come against your own siege tank, so... And Top is establishing his third base. He's going into another starting location to probably set this one up. He has a scouting marine here down in the bottom to check the growth of his opponent, and he knows about the third base. He has a marine over here. He has a lot of vision actually. Why do SC1 Marines feel so powerful? In this version, I think it's just because of the medic, and probably because that stim is way faster. It only takes like 54 seconds to research. The SC2 stim should be like 170 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's 100 seconds. Now both tanks do get disabled, and well, that's where you see a StarCraft Brute War army just get obliterated. Even gonna kill the science vessel here. But then the retake, the rekill is gonna come in here. But can Top actually muster enough forces? Maybe he went a little bit too greedy. He does not have enough production here, it feels like. Gotta, oh, pick it up. There we go. It's gonna save that one with the dropship. It's gonna set up a little bit of a siege line behind this. But he's already back at his home. He has no medics to heal up his marine count right now. He's still playing like tank marine. So this is kind of the same approach to the matchup, I feel like. But he does not have any ravens. And if he does not unsiege this, okay, this is a great unsiege, but he needs to unsiege 2 units, so now Milkicow can come in for the punish. And he does have combat shields. So in a marine tank war, his marines are actually superior. Or maybe they're not. I probably need to check the 43 against light. I guess they're not, right? 43. They still die from 2 shots. They're light, so. No, he's gonna break this one. He actually irradiates one of those marines. I'm not sure about the irradiates, honestly. I feel like this is a missed investment. Now Milkicow's just kind of playing this very standard, and this seems to be very strong, so I'm happy for him that he's making this work. This looks like it should not be broken by what Top is doing here. A nice drop, but there's a lot of turrets and they are in place, they are ready to pounce. And the drop will get deterred here. Yeah, Top has turrets basically everywhere. They're not ready that though. Turret ring was not complete. Oh my god, Top needs to react to this. Now he's gonna bring back some of his bio units, gonna snipe the medevac immediately here. And there we go. He did stim all of his units. 6 range, 7 damage. Performance units greatly increased. And okay. And this is the same tooltip. The stim itself is the same, right? Oh wait, so the stim is way powerful for the SC1 Marines, so they have fast attack speed actually. There we go, that's why. And they have the extra range, right? They have the range upgrade. They start out on the same range, but they have +1 range as an upgrade. Now cloaking? Personal cloaking? What? For ghosts? Is he gonna lock down? I guess. It's basically interference matrix. But you need to get close. You need to probably utilize those defense matrices. If I would be Top on top of your ghosts. Now he's kind of expanding here into the right. And Milkicow's looking decent in his own expansion patterns. He's keeping up. And he has 92 SCVs, maybe a little bit too much. Lockdown is the best versus tanks. Yeah, you can't move the unit exactly. It's super strong. I love these random turrets. But the better thing you have, you're kind of in the air, so you can get moves like this. If your opponent is a tiny bit out of position, oh my god man, these irradiates are doing better than I thought. If your opponent is a tiny bit out of position, it's just gonna be so strong. Oh, there we see, I've not seen a ghost yet, I have to say. But he's gonna have that lockdown. He already has it researched, right? It's a research, right? Yeah, there we go. Lockdown research. And he has cloak. You see a little bit of... Wait, did he kill a few of his own SCVs? I'm not sure, maybe he did. Oh, those ravens finally running into those marines. Tanks moving forward. And one more interference matrix again. These matrices have been the MVP here so far for Milkicow. And he's making this work. Now the irradiates. Oh my god. Now I get it why he wanted those irradiates. It makes a lot more sense to me now after seeing that. I guess Milkicow is not that big of a circling splitter. Now what do you do against this as the SC2 Terran, huh? Just make mass tank, like no marines? But then you can never break the siege lines. It's a very complex problem here you have to solve. more and more tanks are gonna bolster the siege line, and Top kind of never, even though he had that map control, he never really positioned small groups of units around the map to keep these kind of bases or areas occupied, and Milkicow is kind of getting away with this, just expanding there, even though he is a little bit boxed in. This is not like the biggest siege line in the middle here we are seeing, but I mean, he's still kind of in his quadrant of the map, and Top does not really contest this right area, which he has access to. I mean, he has so many ghosts, by the way. Already looking at, what, 6 ghosts here? But this is, of course, he's just gathering them with his army, so you should know this. And these ravens are detectors, so you need to be careful. If you run in with those ghosts, they can just get shot by those tanks. Kind of want to utilize that. Oh man, that's a great drop, by the way. Kind of want to utilize that thing, what is it called? The defense matrix. That was not a cancel if I've seen this correctly. And this will pull over the whole bio army here. My god, they have so much damage. Look at this. Minus 33 seconds. Oh. Now there's no turret here. And you can kind of make this an island if you kill these assimilators. You can cut off the escape. Now, Radiates tried to come in here on top of the bio group, but didn't really hit that home. Now he's actually doing this. He's gonna block this. I think maybe only one is gonna be enough. No, Marines can still fit. Oh my god, it's the meat grinder! Oh. But he has just too many. This is when the Terran becomes the Zerg. He has just too many units. The meat grinder. Oh my god. That was a really good trade though. And we do see some action in the middle. Oh, marine bombing. Oh my god, that AoE. He even, oh, that was so great. He dropped the ghost to EMP, but he didn't hit all of the units he wanted to hit there. He didn't hit the clump of the ghosts. That's a great idea, actually. Really love to see that one. That was so cool. Perfect idea here by Milkicow, really trying to utilize the tools he has available for himself here and pushing in again. Feels really good. Top not controlling his army as well as he should have. I mean, this is non-stim Marines currently fighting. And he's losing so many tanks. I mean, look at the efficiency, it's even. And we saw in the first game where Top had like 15k to 55k efficiency. It was incredibly one-sided. This game is looking really good for Milkicow in my opinion, because he should be the one out mining, right? Look at that. Even though eventually, if it comes down to like, you know, split map scenario, right? You're gonna have the same against the same, but yeah, Liberators, man, there you go. There's nothing with real high range. Oh, that's good though. The ghosts coming in, and now he can snipe it with Marines. I kind of missed the bubble though, but really cool move. Need to get that animation right then. Now I think it just looks like a interference matrix, right? Enter armor. It's gonna be strong though. It might counteract that stim, granting that -2 armor here. Milkicow has a bunch of very good ideas, I feel like, for this matchup and how he's playing this. This is really cool to see. And now he's gonna grab the map control. He's gonna just take it. And these tanks shelling at the Marines. I mean, look at them. I think he never really lost any of his tanks. Oh, that's the thing, right? Concealed, okay. Chance to miss the unit. There we go. Again pushing in here. Gonna lose a few of those Ravens, but in the end, his army's just gonna break the siege line again. Those tanks haven't been trading well at all, and the efficiency just falling apart here for Top at this point. Now let's have a look actually at the tank skills. It's 6 to 18. That's where you can see those Ravens shine. And the Ghosts, they never really got to work. He's trying to go into those battle cruisers, but they still missing upgrades. Raven is a decent counter against these BCs as well. You should probably disable this tank here, by the way. And you should just kill these assimilators, because it's something you can never open up again. Now coming from behind here, Ghosts did disable all of these tanks, and he's on top of that production. But it feels like, honestly, like literally killing these assimilators might have been the best play, because I don't think you can destroy these rocks, right? They should be indestructible. Oh boy. One Ghost. He's gotta get out healed though. behind this, man. Milkicow's just growing in supply. Can he throw down another EMP maybe on those BCs? It doesn't do it. Gonna drop the rest of his armies here into that one kind of almost last mining base here. I mean, this is not fully operational, top, and he has to evacuate this one. He just keeps on flying by and dropping more. My god, he's gonna lose all of these SCVs. He transferred to the wrong place. Ooh, 20 workers down. Ghost here. What is he gonna do against the bio? He needs to throw down lock-ons. There we go. Only one lockdown. We need to see more here. The second one does hit as well. He's gonna lose the space here on the right. It's so few units at this point, but it's gonna be enough. He can still take out the base rather quickly. And finally Top is utilizing his ghosts, but man, he's way too slow to that approach. Now, kind of a last hurrah here, bringing whatever he has, but he's only sitting at 100 supply. He's not remaking SCVs, even though he has still 65 army supplies, so it's not terrible. And it's 4 BCs here, or 5 or whatever. 6 in total. He's remaking more. He has 5 with this army right now. This is a mostly medic group, by the way. Medic and a couple of ghosts. Now losing the first battlecruiser. He's not 3-3 though on those BCs. And I feel like, oh yeah, even anti-armor missile good. Split though. Man. These BCs are gonna get broken here in a moment. Maybe. If those were already 3-3... Man, can Top make this work? I mean, he's gonna be on top of production. Milkicow looked so strong, he still has so much supply, but 100 of that is in workers. And Top cannot drop mules to repair his guys. And we still see this drop making damage here across the map. So he cannot repair his guys in combat. He's gonna lose probably one of these ECs here. I think he already lost one. But he's down to what, 4 battlecruisers? He needs to bring the rest to the front. They're like shooting at weird things over here. This guy, for example. He needs them in this fight on top of the production. And he's just not bringing them to him. Now finally he's gonna utilize that F2 and grab everything he has to try and bring it to the front. But that one Viking might be the hero with a couple of Marines killing those 2 battlecruisers. He still has one more battlecruiser, but as I said, he's shooting at freaking buildings. Milkicow is gonna take the series. Great series.